In the serene college town of Moscow, Idaho, where quiet streets wind through a picturesque campus, life moved at an easy, familiar pace. Students filled coffee shops, laughter echoed through dorm hallways, and the crisp November air carried the promise of another ordinary night. But in the early morning hours of November 13th, 2022, that sense of normalcy was shattered. A night of terror unfolded within an off-campus home, leaving 4 young lives stolen in a crime so brutal it sent shockwaves far beyond this small community. Madison Mogen, Kaylee Goncalves, Xana Kernodle, Ethan Chapin, 4 promising students bound by friendship, taken in an act of unimaginable violence. As investigators scoured the scene, searching for clues, fear spread through the university and beyond. Who could commit such a horrific act? And why? For weeks, the case baffled authorities. Theories swirled, tensions ran high, and a town once known for its safety was gripped by unease. But in late December, a name emerged from the shadows. Brian Christopher Kohberger, a criminology PhD student with a disturbing connection to the case. What led investigators across the country to track him down? How did he go from studying crime to standing accused of it? Stay with us as we unravel the haunting details of this case, examining the lives lost, the tireless pursuit of justice, and the unanswered questions that still linger. To understand the weight of this tragedy, we must first remember the 4 lives that were taken too soon. These were not just names in a headline, but young individuals full of dreams, laughter, and love, each with a story that deserved more chapters. Madison Mae Mogen, affectionately known as Maddie, was born on May 25, 2001 in Eugene, Oregon. Shortly after her birth, her parents, Ben Mogen and Karen Laramie, relocated to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, a place that would become the backdrop of Maddie's formative years. Growing up in Coeur d'Alene, Maddie was surrounded by the natural beauty of North Idaho. She attended Winton Elementary School, where her teachers quickly recognized her as a bright and enthusiastic student. Her early years were filled with the simple joys of childhood, playing in the expansive outdoors, forming lasting friendships, and developing a curiosity about the world around her. As Maddie progressed in her education, she enrolled at the Coeur d'Alene Charter Academy. It was here that she began to truly shine, not just academically but also socially. Known for her offbeat and hilarious sense of humor, Maddie had a unique ability to make others smile and laugh. Her friends often remarked on her knack for lightening the mood and bringing joy to any situation. During her time at the academy, Maddie formed a deep bond with Kaylee Goncalves. The two were inseparable, sharing countless adventures and supporting each other through the challenges of adolescence. Their friendship was more akin to sisterhood, a testament to the profound connection they shared. After careful consideration, Maddie and Kaylee decided to transfer to Lake City High School, LCHS. In a heartfelt letter to their parents, they outlined their reasons for the move, showcasing their maturity and determination. At LCHS, Maddie continued to excel, balancing her academic pursuits with part-time jobs. Her dedication and work ethic were evident to all who knew her. The University of Idaho beckoned Maddie with promises of new experiences and opportunities. As a marketing major, she immersed herself in her studies, consistently earning a place on the dean's list each semester. Her professors admired her diligence, creativity, and passion for the subject. Beyond the classroom, Maddie was an active member of the Pi Beta Phi sorority, where she forged deep connections with her sorority sisters. She also worked at the Mad Greek restaurant, where her colleagues appreciated her cheerful demeanor and strong work ethic. Maddie's personal life was equally fulfilling. She had been dating Jake Schriger for nearly 2 years, and their relationship was characterized by mutual respect, love, and shared dreams. Jake often spoke of Maddie's unwavering support and the joy she brought into his life. Maddie had a clear vision for her future. She was passionate about marketing and had already begun applying her skills by running a social media campaign for the Mad Greek restaurant. Her creativity and strategic thinking were evident in her work, and she looked forward to a promising career in the field. After graduating in the spring, Maddie planned to move to Boise, Idaho. She was excited about the prospect of starting a new chapter in a vibrant city, eager to embrace the opportunities and challenges that awaited her. Her family and friends had no doubt that she would achieve great things, given her determination and talent. Family was central to Maddie's life. She shared a particularly close bond with her mother, Karen Laramie. Their relationship was one of mutual admiration, support, and deep love. Karen often described Maddie as not just a daughter, but also a confidant and friend. Her father, Ben Mogan, was equally proud of Maddie's accomplishments and the person she had become. He often spoke of her as a real go-getter, someone who approached life with enthusiasm and purpose. Maddie's extended family, including her grandparents, aunts, uncles, and cousins, all held her in high regard. Family gatherings were filled with laughter, music, and shared stories, with Maddie often at the center, radiating warmth and joy. Kaylee Jade Goncalves was born on June 8, 2001, in Concord, California, to parents Steve and Christy Goncalves. She was the third of 5 children, making her the quintessential middle child in a lively and loving family. From an early age, Kaylee exhibited a spirited and adventurous nature, traits that would define her throughout her life. The Goncalves family eventually settled in Rathdrum, Idaho, where Kaylee spent her formative years. Growing up in a bustling household with her siblings, Olivia, Stephen, Autumn, and Aubrey, Kaylee developed a strong sense of family and loyalty. Her parents often described her as the ultimate middle child, a natural defender and protector of her siblings. She was known for her fairness, always striving to ensure harmony within the family. One of the most significant relationships in Kaylee's life was her deep and enduring friendship with Madison Mogan. The two met in the 6th grade and quickly became inseparable, sharing countless adventures and milestones. Their bond was so profound that their families considered them as sisters. They navigated the challenges of adolescence together, supporting each other through thick and thin. Kaylee attended Lake City High School, where she was recognized for her academic diligence and vibrant personality. After graduating, she enrolled at the University of Idaho, pursuing a major in general studies within the College of Letters, Arts, and Social Sciences. A member of the Alpha Phi sorority, Kaylee was deeply involved in campus life, forming lasting connections and contributing to the university community. Her ambitions extended beyond the classroom. Kaylee had recently purchased a 2016 Range Rover, a testament to her hard work and determination. With excitement, she returned to Moscow one last time to show her car to her best friend Madison before officially leaving for her next journey. She was eagerly planning a trip to Europe and had secured a position in Texas, where she intended to relocate after her anticipated graduation in December 2022. Her family and friends admired her adventurous spirit and her unwavering drive to achieve her goals. Kaylee was known for her vivaciousness and zest for life. She had an innate ability to light up any room she entered, leaving a lasting impression on everyone she met. Her sister, Olivia, described her as someone who did everything she set her mind to, embracing life without reservation. Kaylee's adventurous spirit and determination were evident in all her endeavors, inspiring those around her. Then there was Xana Kernodle. Born on July 5, 2002 in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, at Kootenai Health Hospital. She was the daughter of Jeff Kernodle and Cara Northington, and had an older sister, Jasmine, and a brother, Elijah. Growing up in Post Falls, Idaho, Xana was known for her energetic and positive demeanor. From a young age, she exhibited a natural athleticism and was particularly drawn to gymnastics, showcasing her talent and dedication. Xana attended Post Falls Middle and High School, where she continued to shine both academically and athletically. She was an active participant in volleyball, track, and soccer, demonstrating her versatility and team spirit. Her peers and coaches admired her commitment and the enthusiasm she brought to every practice and game. Beyond sports, Xana had a passion for electronic dance music, EDM, and enjoyed attending concerts, immersing herself in the vibrant culture of the EDM community. After graduating from high school in 2020, Xana enrolled at the University of Idaho, pursuing a major in marketing at the College of Business and Economics. She became an active member of the Pi Beta Phi sorority, where she formed deep bonds with her sorority sisters and participated in various philanthropic activities. Xana also joined the Vandal Solutions sales team, honing her skills in sales and marketing and preparing for a promising future in the business world. Balancing her academic pursuits, Xana worked part-time at the Mad Greek restaurant in Moscow, Idaho. Her colleagues and customers appreciated her friendly demeanor and strong work ethic. She was known for her ability to make others feel welcome, a testament to her outgoing and positive nature. Xana cherished her family deeply. She had a special bond with her father Jeff and enjoyed going on family trips with her sister Jasmine. Her love for her dog Shoeshine was evident to all who knew her, and she often shared stories of their adventures together. At the time of her passing, Xana was in a relationship with Ethan Chapin, a fellow University of Idaho student. Their relationship was characterized by mutual respect and affection, and they were often seen together around campus, sharing moments of joy and companionship. Ethan Chapin, the only male victim that night, born on October 29, 2002, at Swedish Hospital in Seattle, Washington. He was the firstborn of triplets, arriving at 4:43 p.m., just moments before his sister Maisie and brother Hunter. The Chapin family resided in Conway, Washington, a small community in Skagit County, where Ethan spent his formative years surrounded by the natural beauty of the Pacific Northwest. Growing up as a triplet fostered a unique bond between Ethan and his siblings. They navigated life's milestones together from first steps to high school graduations, creating a close, knit family dynamic that was the cornerstone of Ethan's upbringing. Ethan was the beloved son of Jim and Stacy Chapin. His parents recall him as an exceptional child from the day he was born, possessing a booming laugh and an infectious smile that could light up any room. He was known for his storytelling abilities, strong work ethic, and innate talent for making friends wherever he went. The Chapin household was filled with love, laughter, and a sense of adventure. Family trips, outdoor activities, and shared experiences contributed to Ethan's zest for life and his appreciation for the people around him. Ethan attended Mount Vernon High School, where he was an active member of the community. He participated in various sports, including basketball, and was known for his athleticism and team spirit. His coaches and teammates admired his dedication, leadership, and the positive energy he brought to every game and practice. Beyond athletics, Ethan had a passion for music and was an avid concert goer. He enjoyed the camaraderie of shared musical experiences and the joy that live performances brought into his life. Following high school, Ethan enrolled at the University of Idaho, pursuing a major in recreation, sport, and tourism management. He became a member of the Sigma Chi fraternity, where he quickly formed deep bonds with his fraternity brothers and became an integral part of the campus community. Ethan's time at the university was marked by his enthusiasm for new experiences and his commitment to his studies. He was known for living his best life, embracing every opportunity that college presented, and making lasting memories with friends. At the time of his passing, Ethan was in a relationship with Xana Kernodle, a fellow University of Idaho student. Their relationship was characterized by mutual respect, affection, and shared adventures. They were often seen together around campus, embodying the joy and excitement of young love. Ethan's siblings, Maisie and Hunter, also attended the University of Idaho, further strengthening the familial bonds that were so central to his life. The triplets shared a unique connection, supporting each other through the challenges and triumphs of college life. Sometime between 4 and 4:25 a.m., on November 13, 2022, inside the quiet, dimly lit home at 1122 King Road, an unimaginable act of violence occurred. The 3-story, 6-bedroom house was a well-known rental among students, a place of social gatherings and late-night study sessions. But that night, what should have been a place of comfort became a scene of horror. At 11:58 a.m., a call was placed to 911 from one of the surviving roommates' phones, reporting an unconscious person. The police arrived to find a crime scene unlike anything Moscow had ever seen before. 4 students, brutally stabbed to death in their own home. The coroner would later confirm that each victim suffered multiple stab wounds, and some showed signs of defensive injuries, indicating they had fought for their lives. The murder weapon? A fixed-blade knife, likely a Kabar Nodal combat knife, though it was never recovered. The details were gruesome. The attack appeared targeted, yet the motive was unknown. There was no sign of forced entry, no valuables taken. The only evidence left behind? A tan leather knife sheath, found near Madison Mogen's body on the bed. It bore a crucial detail: DNA, that would later change the course of the investigation. But in those first few days, there were more questions than answers. Who could have done this? And why? The Moscow Police Department, led by Chief James Fry, was faced with a case unlike any in the town's history. With a population of just over 25,000, Moscow was a place where crime was rare, let alone something as violent as this. Realizing the enormity of the case, the Idaho State Police and the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, joined the efforts, bringing in forensic specialists, behavioral analysts, and data experts to piece together what happened that night. But from the very start, the case was complex. 2 roommates had survived the attack. Living on the ground floor, they had slept through the murders, waking up to a horrifying discovery. Their accounts would later reveal chilling details about that night, including an encounter with an unknown, masked figure inside the house. Then there were the neighbors. Some reported hearing strange noises, but none had called the police. And then there was the white Hyundai Elantra. The victims returned home by about 2 a.m., the authorities said. More than an hour later, a white car appeared in surveillance video in the neighborhood. The victim's house was on a dead-end street, but the white car, identified by investigators as a Hyundai Elantra, could be seen passing by the house several times, including at 4 a.m., when the car returned and did a 3-point turn in the road near the house. One of the victims, Ms. Kernodle, appears to have been awake at the time, having just received a DoorDash order. Her phone also indicated that she had been using the TikTok app, investigators said. One of the surviving housemates reported being awake around that time as well. She told the police that she had heard sounds upstairs that she thought were from Ms. Goncalves playing with her dog. She told investigators she also heard what sounded like crying coming from Ms. Kernodle's room down the hall from her own on the 2nd floor, along with a male voice saying something to the effect of, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." At 4:17 a.m., according to investigators, a security camera in the area captured distorted audio of what sounded like a whimper and a loud thud. A dog was heard barking. The surviving housemate said that she looked out her bedroom door to check on the noises and was stunned to see a man in black clothing and a mask walk past her toward a sliding glass door at the back of the house. The housemate told the police she went back into her room and locked the door. What she did next was unclear. No one called the police for more than 7 hours. At about 4:20 a.m., the white Elantra could be seen in video footage driving away from the neighborhood, investigators said. The car became the most critical lead in the investigation, sparking a nationwide search. For weeks, fear and speculation gripped the small town. Authorities were tight-lipped, releasing little information to the public. Theories spread like wildfire on social media. Students left campus early, too afraid to stay. Parents demanded answers as the university community struggled to process what had happened. The case seemed to be at a standstill, but behind the scenes, investigators were closing in. DNA, cell phone records, surveillance footage, a pattern began to emerge. And in late December, after a month and a half of uncertainty, authorities made a breakthrough arrest. Following the harrowing discovery of 4 University of Idaho students brutally slain in their off-campus residence on November 13, 2022, law enforcement agencies embarked on a complex and exhaustive investigation to uncover the perpetrator behind this heinous act. Upon arrival at the crime scene, investigators were met with a grim tableau. The residence, located at 1122 King Road in Moscow, Idaho, was cordoned off as a flurry of forensic activity commenced. In the immediate aftermath, law enforcement conducted interviews with the 2 surviving roommates who had been present in the house during the time of the murders but were unharmed. Their accounts, along with statements from neighbors and friends who had interacted with the victims prior to the incident, provided investigators with a timeline of events and potential leads. These interviews were instrumental in piecing together the victim's final movements and identifying any unusual occurrences in the vicinity. The community of Moscow was engulfed in a wave of shock and grief. The brutal nature of the crime shattered the town's sense of security. Memorials and vigils sprang up across the campus and town as students, faculty, and residents came together to mourn the loss and seek solace amidst the uncertainty. The tragedy garnered national attention, amplifying the pressure on law enforcement to solve the case swiftly. As the investigation progressed, attention turned toward potential suspects, with one individual emerging as a focal point: Brian Christopher Kohberger, a 28-year-old PhD student in criminology, a man who studied criminal behavior, now accused of committing one of the most shocking crimes in recent history. But how did he become a suspect, and what evidence led police to track him down 2,500 miles away in Pennsylvania? Brian Kohberger was born on November 21, 1994 in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania. He is the son of Michael Kohberger Jr. and Marianne Kohberger. Brian grew up in Effort, Pennsylvania, a small community in Monroe County. His father, Michael, worked as a maintenance worker, and his mother, Marianne, was a paraprofessional, providing support to students with special educational needs. As a teenager, Kohberger wrote online about his struggles with dissociation, suicidal thoughts, a lack of emotion, and minimal remorse. In 2018, he described to a friend a nearly lifelong struggle with depression, but said he was doing well and had stopped using the heroin that he had turned to when he felt suicidal. Later, he developed an interest in criminals, telling one friend that he saw himself one day working with high-profile offenders. He enrolled at DeSales University, a Catholic institution in Center Valley, PA, where he studied in part under Catherine Ramsland, a forensic psychologist whose books include The Mind of a Murderer and How to Catch a Killer. He received a bachelor's degree from DeSales in 2020 and completed a master's degree in June 2022. Last year, in a post on Reddit, a user, who identified himself as Brian Kohberger, asked people who had spent time in prison to take a survey about their crimes. The survey listed Mr. Kohberger as a student investigator working with 2 professors at DeSales, and it asked respondents to describe their thoughts, emotions, and actions from the beginning to end of the crime commission process. In the fall semester of 2022, Mr. Kohberger began studying at Washington State, about a 10-minute drive from the University of Idaho. In the days before the killings, one classmate recalled, Mr. Kohberger had been highly engaged in a discussion about forensics, DNA, and other evidence that prosecutors used to win convictions. In the days after the killings, records show, he was still grading papers in his job as a teaching assistant. Investigators discovered that Kohberger owned a white 2015 Hyundai Elantra, a vehicle matching the description of one seen near the crime scene around the time of the murders. This connection prompted a deeper examination of his activities and movements. Forensic analysis of the knife sheath recovered at the scene revealed DNA traces. Utilizing genetic genealogy, investigators linked this DNA to Kohberger, establishing a potential genetic connection that placed him under heightened scrutiny. An examination of Kohberger's cell phone records indicated that his device had been near the victim's residence multiple times, both before and after the murders. This pattern of proximity suggested a level of familiarity with the area and possibly the victims themselves. Security cameras in the vicinity captured footage of a white Hyundai Elantra near the crime scene during the timeframe of the murders. This visual evidence corroborated the information about Kohberger's vehicle and further implicated him in the events of that night. As the pieces of evidence coalesced, law enforcement agencies continued to build their case against Brian Kohberger. The convergence of DNA analysis, digital footprints, and surveillance imagery painted a compelling picture of his alleged involvement. However, the investigation remained active, with authorities meticulously examining every detail to ensure a comprehensive understanding of the crime and to uphold the integrity of the judicial process. The path to justice is fraught with complexities, and as the investigation unfolds, the quest for truth presses on, driven by the memories of the lives lost and the community's unwavering demand for answers. These revelations marked a significant turning point. The consistent presence of Koberger's phone near the crime scene, especially during late night and early morning hours, implied possible premeditation. Investigators intensified their focus on Koberger, implementing round-the-clock surveillance to monitor his activities and gather additional evidence. As authorities closed in, Koberger's behavior became increasingly suspicious. He was observed meticulously cleaning his white Hyundai Elantra, attending to both the interior and exterior with unusual thoroughness. This meticulous cleaning raised red flags, suggesting an attempt to eliminate potential evidence. In the early morning hours, under the cover of darkness, Koberger was seen disposing of trash bags into his neighbors' garbage bins rather than his own family's. This clandestine disposal method was perceived as a deliberate effort to obscure his actions and avoid detection. These actions, combined with the earlier cell phone revelations, painted a portrait of a man potentially attempting to cover his tracks. The convergence of these behaviors heightened the urgency of the investigation, as authorities worked tirelessly to piece together the evidence and build a compelling case. The investigation had reached a critical juncture, with each new piece of evidence bringing them closer to unveiling the truth behind the tragic events in Moscow, Idaho. The arrest of Brian Christopher Koberger on December 30, 2022, marked a pivotal moment in the investigation into the tragic deaths of 4 University of Idaho students. Apprehended at his parents' residence in Albrightsville, Pennsylvania, Koberger faced charges of 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of felony burglary. Upon his arrest, Koberger was extradited to Idaho, where he was formally charged. He entered a plea of not guilty to all charges. The legal proceedings have been extensive, with the trial scheduled to commence on August 11, 2025, in Boise, Idaho. Prosecutors have announced their intention to seek the death penalty, underscoring the severity of the allegations. The impact of this case on the Moscow community has been profound. The loss of 4 young lives has led to widespread mourning and a reevaluation of safety protocols within the university and the town at large. Discussions have emerged focusing on campus security measures and the broader complexities inherent in the criminal justice system. As the legal process unfolds, the community remains in a state of collective reflection, grappling with the tragedy while seeking ways to honor the memories of the victims. The forthcoming trial is anticipated to be a significant event, with the potential to provide answers and a sense of closure to a community deeply affected by this senseless act. The families and friends of Madison Mogan, Kaylee Gonsalves, Ziana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin remain steadfast in their pursuit of justice, honoring the cherished memories of their loved ones. We invite you to share your thoughts and reflections on this case in the comments below. Your engagement fosters a collective remembrance and underscores the importance of community in times of tragedy. Don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth true crime stories as we continue to explore cases that resonate deeply within our society.